Welcome, everybody. I'm Ogden City Mayor Ben Nadolski, and welcome to the Ogden Way podcast, the place where we talk about the stories of Ogden by telling the stories of Ogden's people. And today we have a really special guest. We're joined by Flor Lopez.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
And Flor, you're a special guest because you have a really special past. You have a special story, and you've always done special things in Ogden. So we want to share some of that with Ogden today.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I moved in here around 19 years ago with nothing. I started working on OPA on that time. And
that's Ogden Preparatory Academy.
Yes, Ogden Preparatory Academy.
For people who didn't have kids that went to OPA.
I know, right? Yeah, yeah, I remember I started working on a kitchen because I didn't know the language or how to communicate with others. And they put me with people who speak Spanish, which is great. And I thought, well, that is great, but I don't want to be comfortable. I want like a challenge. I want to move with people who speak English so that way I can learn the language and I can grow. And thanks to that opportunity, I grew there around 3 months. And then I moved to doing marketing and tax preparation with a company here in Ogden. And then I was diagnosed with MS. I think you know that, in 2019-20. When I was diagnosed, I was very scared. I thought I was to die because the doctor was very very clear, like you're going to lose mobility, you're going to lose your vision and things like that. And I was very scared. I was in that way. And then I thought I want to do something meaningful with my life. I want to make a change. And I went into the not-profit work. So, and I found Ogden City and the community. I found a need in the underserved communities, Hispanic, and other ethnicities. And I started working with the community. I've been working with the community for 7 years already. Be that voice advocating for those in need, growing a small business, build a relation between the small business and also the residents. And the institution as well, because some of our members of our community, they are scared to just show up in the Ogden City building for a permit, which people here is very helpful and very great. And we have a different institution who support this small business to growing. And I try to build that gap. I've been building the reputation since there.
Yep. And that's the reputation I know you for, is for stepping in and helping people to connect.
Yes.
Connection is really important. It's something that we often overlook, take for granted. But there's a ton of people in our community who have maybe not had the exact same life circumstances that brought you here to Ogden, but have had their own challenges, and that they find themselves here. They have 1/3 of our community is Hispanic, and we have there is a spirit of entrepreneurial drive that is really, really amazing. And I think we have a big opportunity in our community to tap into that entrepreneurial spirit and to let that drive kind of flourish, right? But we need connectors like you.
Yes.
And others. We need a lot of connectors because there's institutions and programs and opportunities. And just with licensing and permitting and stuff, that stuff looks like enormous barriers. But if we can help people through those really not tremendous barriers, they're ready to put in the work to thrive, right?
Yeah, and those barriers is mostly with, like you mentioned before, permits, understand the language, understand the law, and things like that. I already went through all those processes, and it's pretty easy when you know everything, because it's not the same in Mexico where I grew versus here. Like I need insurance for almost everything. So in Mexico it's optional, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. So I've been to Mexico a lot, not tourist Mexico at all.
Yeah.
I've been to non-tourist Mexico 6 or 7 times, and the amount of economy. I mean, to create economy on just a postage stamp of property.
Yes.
It's incredible the ideas that come up that they create, and they find a way. And it's just the amount of hustle is incredible.
Yeah.
And so if we can tap into that and give structure to it, and help really use our resources and our tools to help them succeed.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot more success that we can facilitate in this community, right?
Yes, that is correct.
So before let's talk more. If you're okay with it.
Yeah, sure.
Can we talk more about how you came to Ogden?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because your life story is actually really amazing and tragic as well.
Yeah.
But also it underscores the grit and determination that it takes to come here and succeed, and especially to succeed at the level that you have. I think it's a really amazing story, and it's inspirational for me, and I think it'd be inspirational for a lot of people listening.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the reason was for a better future for my kids, and also for my family to be secure here. Back in Mexico, my dad was kidnapped on 2006. And before my kid born, he didn't know he had his first granddaughter. So he didn't know about that. He just disappeared. We didn't find a body. We didn't find any note for rescue or money, things like that. So just disappeared. On 2016, that history that passed from my family came back to my family. My ex-husband was doing a great job and getting a good income. I had a good income as well. And that was the reason people believe I had to do something with my dad or his work. And my kids were in risk, and for that reason, I put all my life in a suitcase. I'm moving here to Utah, where I'm very grateful, because I thought if something happened with my kids in Mexico, we don't have an Amber Alert. They will disappear, like literally they will disappear, and I don't know where. And when I'm moving here, I remember I was scared. I was, and I started working in OPA, and they do the lock simulation. And I remember when the first time I was experienced that, I thought they came for me. Literally, and I start crying. And I remember my manager on that time, she started calling me and it's like, it's okay, as a simulation. And oh my God, why are you guys doing that? I mean, really, why? But that is the reason I came here for that. And I'm not ashamed. I'm starting a school in a kitchen assistant. I grew, I prepared myself and learned a language, and literally was working 3 jobs at the time. No sleep in the morning, in the night, be there for my kids, because I want to grow here. I want to be better. And now I'm a business owner. I'm show out the most of the time for people who need it, because like me, I celebrate those success in the business and in the members of the community, and also I know the feeling of have nothing. So I know that feeling.
So you said something that you don't feel shame for starting in a kitchen, and you shouldn't. There's nothing.
No.
There's no shame in work. I think work is a very prideful thing. It's an honorable thing.
Yeah,
no matter what kind of work you're doing, just the ability to have an opportunity to do work is, to me, it's a very honorable thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. But I know sometimes in our culture, it's like you have a degree while you are in a kitchen. It's like, well, I don't know the language. So that is the main reason.
Sure.
But yeah, basically, I had amazing people there all through now. Life is full of mentors. I have amazing mentors. And then I start doing Lupec event. And I met Flor Lopez, and I know it's your friend, and I met Eulogio Alejandre. They are my mentors, for life. Luis is that kind of person who said, yes, friend, you can do it. No matter what, you can do it. And Eulogio is that kind of person. Wait, you need to see the perspective and everything. This is a good way, bad way, and we fight about it, but he's amazing. Yeah. he's amazing. They are like, Luis, I told the other day, you are like the father I don't have. So you are that kind of person. So
yeah. He's a good man. So is Elohio. And they have different perspectives on the same things.
Yeah.
It's funny because, yes, like I'm super close with Luis. I know Elohio well as well too, but me and Luis are good friends, and he's actually taught me a ton. He has taken me places I never would have gone without him. Mm-hmm. He's introduced me to people, introduced me to their stories, helped me see their challenges. We've helped people overcome challenges, bureaucratic challenges, and institutional system problems that they just didn't know where to turn. It's not that they don't have the ability, they just don't know where to go. And that's, again, brings us back to that connecting. You know what I mean? And so in a lot of the same ways, Flor, as you, Luis has been a mentor for me too. And I don't want that to go to his head if he watches this. Like, don't let that go to your head, Luis.
No.
But he's a special man for both of us. And our city needs more people like you and like him to help us understand the challenges that are in 1/3 of our city. Right, 1/3 of our population are having some of these challenges, and they're challenges that I think we take for granted because we're so accustomed to them, we're so used to them. We know where to go, we know how to apply for a business license or something.
Yes.
But anyway, I think those are the kinds of barriers that I think that you have spent a lot of time helping people with, right?
Yes, absolutely, yeah, and also not just the barriers. Like I like to empower those members of the community. I have a business owner right now. When I met her, she was a mess, honestly. Literally, she was a mess. And right now, I can tell you, she's growing. She's better. She learned her language. She's sitting in an amazing board member, serving too. And I'm proud of her. And I like to think I was part of that change. And that made me happy. Because her growth is the growth for Ogden City. Is the same for others. Her growth means an example for others.
Right.
So I like to be part of that because I always told my kids, because they ask me, Mom, why you're always busy? Why are you doing this? Why are we going to do volunteer work? Because I take it with me. And it's because we are putting seeds in Ogden City. And that seeds is going to turn in trees. And that trees will to give you shade in case I'm not there. Because again, I have MS and I, in some point, I'm not going to be there. And I hope those members in the community will show up for my family, like the same way I show up for them.
Yep, that's what makes us a community and not a city. And you use the word growth. That's one of the most important elements of the Ogden Way is always having a mindset of personal, professional, and community growth.
Yes.
And not necessarily growth. Some people think that's a bad word because it means more people, more density and busier roads and so on. I'm talking about personal growth.
Yes.
Right? Investing in yourself, investing in each other to help each other be better.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And I have found, especially in this job, where if I invest in others and they grow, they grow me too.
Yes.
And that's how it works. We help each other, and that's what makes Ogden so special is that we think inward for ourselves, right? And we have this notion that we want to be great, but we don't want to do it by ourselves, and we know that we can't. Nor should we. We can always be better if we help each other be great.
Absolutely. It's like have a accountability body. They always want to be there because you want to be there for them. So it's the same way.
I have a genuine wish, Flora, that if I could do that for 90,000 people all at once, all the time, every day, I would do it.
Yes.
I would love to, but I can't, right? But there's a lot of things I can do. And some of those things, I think there's a lot of people that don't know how I feel as the mayor. They don't know what I want to do to help, and nor would they even trust, right? One, because of the job I'm in, or two, because of who I am, or three, because of their past, etc. And so I'm counting on people like you to help be an extension of me and an extension of us, to reach into the community and find those people that have that drive and that grit, right?
Yeah.
Bring them to us if you can, or help connect us, because we want to help them thrive. That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to see them build opportunity and build economy. It doesn't just help them, it helps their family, but it also helps all of us.
Yes.
Right? And And I think that's what makes Ogden special, is that we have all different types of people and all different types of opportunity and economy, right?
Ogden is amazing. It's not just the economy and the place, it's the people.
It's the people.
When I move in here and when I start on the volunteer work and when I start showing up and connect with other members, personally, I can tell the first gala I attend was YCC. And after that, I was crying in my car. Not because they treat me bad. It's because I have that feeling that I don't belong here. But I fight for that. And like me, is other member of the community, like that they feel they don't belong, like what I'm doing here. And the people make me feel special. When I have doubts on me, people may show up for me. Every time I have a breakdown, because everyone has a breakdown.
No way. Not me.
No, you.
Never.
Okay,
Yeah.
you are perfect, but
Never,
no.
yeah, exactly.
The regular people,
Yeah, no.
we have breakdowns.
I do too, more often than anybody else probably.
Yes. I always sit in my car and start crying, and always someone show up for me. Always. So that is why I'm willing to fight for this city. I'm willing to stand up and say, fight for the right answer, for the right people, for the right things. Because Ogden City not just give me a second home. Ogden City give me a family in the members. A great family. I have a great friends, a great support where I can count of. Like literally I can call someone right now and they will be there for me.
Yeah. You know, when I should clarify something. When I say economy, I am talking about our people. That is, our people are our economy.
Yes, absolutely.
And our economy are a result of our people and a reflection of our people. And so I don't know that everybody thinks about economy that way. I think there's different viewpoints of it. But to me, I feel like the best way to help our people is to help them have access to opportunity.
Absolutely.
And the most important probably is, beyond maybe just the more fundamental safety, is access to economic opportunity.
Absolutely.
And for so many people, it's access and opportunity to build that economy for themselves the way you have in your small business.
Yes.
Right? And you've done it for yourself and with yourself, but with others. You've been super involved with the Chamber.
Yes.
Chamber of Commerce, which is an incredible organization. The networking that's there, the camaraderie and the support from community that's there, it's unrivaled. Right?
Absolutely. And they are a great family as well. They are always looking at more opportunities to small business to grow. I'm part of, I'm chair from the small business committee there. I'm part of the Women in Business. And I invite other members of the community, and they always amazing for the job they are doing. And the people there is amazing. Honestly, I recently went to Mexico City for vacation, and I have a personal issue over there. And I shared this issue with one of the members, and she was text me, "Are you okay? Everything is okay." She was literally worried for me, and I really appreciate. I will say her name, Lisa. Lisa is amazing. She is amazing there, and she was worried for me. And like, I'm okay. I'm still alive. Everything is okay. I will back soon. So, like I mentioned before, Ogden community is not just resident living in the community. It's like people really show up for you if you need it.
They do.
And hope no one discover Ogden because I love it too much for be a second Salt Lake City. But yeah, Ogden is amazing. It's great.
So yeah, I came from Arizona.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You came from the state of Sonora.
Yeah, Sonora cross.
Which border each other,
Yeah.
right? So Sonora's the northern Mexico.
Yeah.
Border state in Mexico. I live in Arizona on the southern end. In fact, my family's from the immediate border. It's where my dad's family is from and where we all came from. But I think that your story, it is unique in itself, but it's a unique story within the whole of Ogden stories.
Yeah, absolutely. We have amazing stories here. We have amazing people as well. No, just me. Is the difference is like I really show up. I really be there. I very involved, and I'm that voice for the ones who don't want to show up. Who if they are concerned, I will be there for them. I will advocate for them, and for that reason, hopefully in the future, doing very good things. So.
Good. I know. I want good things for you, and I also hope that the people that you're talking about see this video and see you and I talking, and they see that you can talk with the mayor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right? You can. Yeah.
You said, well, two things. One is, you said you go into your car and you cry, but people always show up for you. Mm-hmm. You always have support. Do you ever look back on the experiences you've had, though, all the way up to this point, and whatever it is that's making you cry in that moment, surely you feel strengthened to get through whatever that is, knowing everything that you've been through, to move your family here overnight in one suitcase, to do it in the threat of safety because of the threats for kidnapping and that you lost your father, etc. Mm-hmm. That's a lot to go through.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It is a lot, yeah.
So you have everything you need on board inside you to overcome those things on your own if you have to, but you also have the support of the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Like I mentioned before, I have a great accountability buddies. I have a great friends, but I was raised, I don't know if you knew more people from Sonora. We are not kind person. It's like we are the very direct person. Like yes, no, and we forgot, please, and thank you. But we are amazing people, though. But we are strong enough, so we are ashamed to show our feelings. Or if I need help, I'm not going to ask you for help. And now, since 8 years ago, I've been learning ask for help, and that is okay. Delegate work, and that is okay too. Bring more people to the table, and that is okay. Be that voice, and that is okay too. So
it's better than okay. It's recommended.
Yeah,
it's how else are we going to know that we can help? Yeah. Actually, we find that a lot. We're here to help, right?
Yes.
And sometimes we just don't even know that someone needs help, but when they ask, we're happy to help, eager to help. You used the word earlier that you want to stand up, you want to fight for your people. Mm-hmm. I want to tell you that I don't want to fight with you. Mm-hmm. I want to fight with you.
Oh, yeah.
I want to fight alongside you is what I mean, right?
Yeah. And then let me rephrase that. When I say fight, I'm not activist. So I'm the person who used your words. So let's have a coffee. Normally when I meet someone and invite lunch is because I love to talk with a food in my table. So that is the way I'm doing it.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah. It's like, okay, let's have a lunch. And let's discuss this because I'm worried about this. So let's look for solutions other of start fighting each other. So what way we can go.
Which is great, but if we aren't willing to do the work that's needed to overcome that challenge, then we don't give you any other option than to fight.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. And that's where I think activism has its place, but I think it also can be destructive if we are wanting the same thing, right?
Yes.
If we want to accomplish the same thing, sometimes we're going to have disagreements, but if generally we're in this place to work on behalf and help people facilitate their success, we don't have to be fighting, but we can be fighting in the same direction.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. I completely agree.
So what are some of the things that we can do to help more people in these ways? How do we open ourselves up to be more helpful as a city?
Well, right now, it's a little concern for all immigration laws and everything. And honestly, I've been meeting with a group of people every Saturday and see what way we can give that information to our community, like that they are safe here. Mm-hmm. If you have a detention or you have a ticket, you're going to be safe here no matter what, unless you have a pass, right? But I mean, that is a different story. Or schools are safe, or government buildings are a safe place to go. Because right now, the people who came with me when everything started, they want to pull out the kids from the school. Mm. And it's like, no, my kid used to be in homeschool for different reasons. She's back right now to in-person school. It's like if you are not there, if you are working all day, it's not going to work for your kids. They need communication. They need other kids.
Right.
But they are scared.
They need to be in the classroom.
They need to be in this
Right.
classroom. And I try to explain that to our community about you're going to be fine. I mean, you have rights. No matter your legal status, you have rights. But it's still that lack of information between the city and our community. I would love to, I don't know, maybe in the website or give more information or connect with those who needs and see what we can do together.
Right.
And not just that, I have a couple business as well. They are worried with the sales tax and everything changed. I was like, okay, information is the powerful tool. So more information we have is better. And over the years, I've been seeing our website, Ogden City website, growing, which is congratulations. It's amazing.
Thank you, Mike.
Oh, Mike, thank you, Mike.
and others in the Ogden City team.
Really appreciate.
Yeah,
because before was like, okay, I went through a landmark commission for doing 2 murals on the candy shop when I used to have the candy shop. I spent 6 months in the process. And it's because that lack of information. Right now, I go into the website and the information is there. It's like, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Did you guys hear that out there?
Yeah. All the information is in Ogden City website.
We're working on improvements all the time.
Yeah. All the information is there, which is amazing.
Well, I think, you brought up immigration. I'm not afraid to talk about it.
Okay.
Because if they don't hear me talk about it, then they think I'm afraid and then I'm trying to hide something.
Yeah.
But what I always worry about is people think that the city has authorities that we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have immigration authority.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to protect our people, to fight crime.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're here for. If you're not committing crimes, there's Ogden PD is here to protect your rights, right? But I think there's a lot of people that don't recognize the difference between city and county and state and federal and different laws and authorities, and so it becomes all mixed up, right? But everybody has rights, but at the same time, nobody has the right to commit crime and to violate the rights of anybody else. And that's what our police department's there to protect. So they enforce the law and they protect rights, right?
Yeah, I'm agree. And I think I'm glad you mentioned that because that is the confusion. The people is confused because they believe Ogden City is immigration. The police, Ogden City Police is immigration, and they are scared. They don't want to show up to work. They don't want to take the kids to the school. They don't want to show up for an information meeting. And we need to spread the word, like, we are here for you. This is your rights. We are no immigration. If you need something, approach to us. We can help you.
Those are conversations that I have a lot with people. Diana Lopez in our police department helps a lot.
And she's amazing.
She's incredible.
Yeah, she's great.
She's been in that chair and in this show.
I saw her,
Yeah, and so if there's anything that we can do to help more, let us know. We're unapologetic about wanting to be a safe city. We're unapologetic about enforcing the law and protecting people from violence and from crime. And so but that doesn't mean that we are out to create criminals or to manufacture anything on anybody.
Yeah.
If you're here and you're making our community a better place, you're going to find a great community. If you're here to hurt people, you won't be welcome here whatsoever. We have the best police department in the state that will
and I completely agree. I mean, and internet is a powerful tool. So when you see, because I saw a video, someone was detained, and sadly I met with the person, the wife. He was detained because he has DUI, he has a restriction order, and he has a lot of issues. Obviously, he's going to be detained. And I'm agree with those.
Right.
But I'm not agree. Someone pulled me over, for example, and asked me for my legal status, because that happened like 3 weeks ago. And it's like, you don't have the right to ask that.
Here?
Yeah, no, not here in Ogden. Was in the.
Okay.
I was coming from Salt Lake.
Okay. Thank you.
I want to clarify that. It wasn't in Ogden. Well, I coming from Salt Lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we have the legal right to ask.
No, And he didn't have the right for ask me that. And I went to court. I paid my ticket because I wasn't speeding. Yeah, I accept that.
Well, okay.
Right,
Sure.
so I was wrong. But I went to court because I want to fight that. Like, he doesn't have the right to ask me for my legal status.
Gotcha.
And he got suspended. And I want to say this publicly, like, the law works because he got suspended. And it's your right to raise your voice and say, you don't have the right. No matter if I wasn't illegal. Mm-hmm. I'm born here in the United States. But you have my driver license. I mean, why you ask me for my legal status? For my hair? Or for my voice? Or for my accent? Mm-hmm. So what was the reason? And wasn't here in Ogden, again, came from Salt Lake. But those are the little issues we have. And we need to build that trust between our city and the people and the residents, everything. Like you mentioned, Ogden City is no immigration department. Right. We are here for help you.
That's right.
Not for doing worse.
Right. And, you know, what I tell our officers is you go out and you enforce the law. Mm-hmm. You don't have to ask about citizenship. You just, mm-hmm. you enforce the law based on the law. Mm-hmm. And the citizenship thing comes later. Someone else has those authorities. Yeah. We just do what we do. So all of the change that's in the country, it really hasn't changed anything for us here. No. We're still really focused on proactive crime reduction and making sure that we're not just enforcing crime, we're protecting rights. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, that's correct. And I think that it's hard. You're hard pressed to find anybody that disagrees with that. Mm-hmm. As long as we're doing it within the bounds of the law and using mm-hmm. the Constitution as our compass, that's what we're here to do. Yeah. And people need to know that. Absolutely. That we're unapologetic about that, but we're also unapologetic about making sure that the people that are here, that are doing the work to thrive, have opportunities to thrive, have access to economy, and to make Ogden better, to make our country better and our community better. And we have an amazing, Ogden City, you have an amazing team. I've been working with Diana Lopez in the past with different cases. She's amazing. She always show out. If she don't know the answer, she connected with someone. She has been helping me in different cases in the past, and she's great. I mean, and here in the Ogden City Department, the business licensing as well, the same. I do my, we say in Mexico, berrinches, like I'm getting mad sometimes, but they are amazing. They give me right answers. So okay. We all get mad at times. Yeah. Right? Not me ever, right, Cindy? I never get mad. I don't know. I don't know. It's normal. It's okay. But yeah. Well, I'm sorry you had that experience, but I'm glad that you had that outcome. Yeah, absolutely. I do. Right? Yeah. So that's an important thing that we can do moving forward, and we're having the conversation here. Mm-hmm. It's going to be blasted out there in the public. I hope you share it widely. There's nothing for us to hide. Yeah, and that is important. Yeah, that is important. We talk a lot about accountability to the law, and mm-hmm. it's not just for the people that we're out there mm-hmm. That we're serving the community. It's for us, most importantly. Yeah. We set the standard for our professionalism and following the law mm-hmm. as we go out to enforce the law. Yeah, absolutely. And that's just a standard that we won't bend on. Mm-hmm. What else can we do to help small business and help people connect with us, and for us to be more open and available for people to help them succeed? Well, like I mentioned before, that communication with a small business is important in information. Like I mentioned before as well, your website is amazing, has more information right now. But communication basically is the key right now. I've been applying for a different Ogden City business license, and those take a while. I have one of my business, my client's business. He has spent 6 months waiting for Ogden City license. Currently, right now? Currently, right now. So that's actually something I'm glad you bring up. Yeah. Because in the past, so what we call here internally, we call it the second floor. Yeah. When you walk into the second floor of the building, the whole setup is intended to be a concierge desk. It's to be a one-stop shop for mm-hmm. business and for permitting and inspections mm-hmm. and licensing and things. And it's broken up in a bunch of different groups within our city, intending to have everybody there all at once. and we hear things like this quite a bit. And one of the things we heard most is that our business licenses are hard to get because they're only done by paper.
Yes.
And so just recently we launched digital business licenses.
Congratulations.
Right? I know. But that's something that we should share because it's a growth. Remember we talked about growth.
Yes.
We have the same thing.
Yeah.
There's things we have to do to improve and to grow, and we base that on input from people, from users. And so the 6-month experience can't be anymore, right? But sometimes there are real things that are held up for real reasons too. What we found is, so I tasked a team with going in and looking at the entire operation, and it's a complicated operation. They're really difficult, and there's a lot of expertise in building inspection and expertise within engineering, right? And so it's hard for any one of us to look at the whole thing and break down where anybody could get held up. But what we found is that the overwhelming majority of cases go through smooth without any problem. And there's a small percentage that don't. Why are those small percentages being held up? And our team digs into those, and sometimes they are for reasons that are really legitimate. They should be held up. They're things that are not good and not right, that would hurt the city or hurt the community, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's different. The process is different for every business because every business is different. But what I see, and for example, in other counties, they have like a spreadsheet, like, okay, business registration take you 1 week. Health department permit take you 2 weeks. So that way, the anticipation of time is important because they will know they need to pay maybe 6 months on rent before start the business.
That's a good advice, actually. Just the timetable.
Yeah, it's like the timeline of the process, a whole process. Because right now, my client actually, she passed the business license and she's with the health department. And again, other way.
So it's a food establishment.
Yeah.
And health, that's a sticker.
Yeah.
Sure, that was a hard one.
Yeah.
And so for a restaurant, it's probably something in the construction side that having the things to make sure that it's safe and doesn't.
Yeah, she has the restaurant already, and she received the fire department and everything, but still waiting for health department. And again, health department again is other 1 to 3 weeks process,
which is county.
Yeah.
But again, getting back to the point that they don't recognize the difference between city, county, state, federal, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
How did they?
But that will be nice if, for example, I told her, your permit is going to be between 6-8 months because everything was in scratch. She started the business, she built the kitchen, so it's basically all new. So that is why it's taking that whole time. But it will be nice have a spreadsheet, like a timelining. Like,
sure.
Okay, that way I can be prepared.
Okay, well.
Economically prepared, mostly.
Noted. Make a note to pass it along to the team. Honestly, the team is gathering this kind of feedback and putting it into action as it goes. But we've made a lot of improvements on the process of the flow, the timeline, having transparency on where you're at in our timeline now, making sure that you can check in online and see where you are in the queue and see what the status is, and that and there's a whole you could go all the way from some handyman, just a guy like me that wants to build a fence on a weekend. You have to have a permit, right?
Yes.
Or put in a water heater. That's like some of the lowest hanging fruit, easiest permits to get versus
something pretty
some really big developer builder building out an entire city block. That's a whole nother level of complexity. But you can see on each of those extremes and everything in between to make sure that our system shows where you are in our system and in the queue, and that when one little individual part is done, you can see that it's done. Or if it gets reviewed and there's something that's missing, we moved on to the next step, and you can see what was missing, and you can provide that while you're in your window.
Yes,
so that you don't reset your window. You know what I mean? Those are the kinds of process improvements we're working on. And it's really it's been a work in progress, but it's also something that I'm really proud of our staff for digging into and looking for opportunities for improvement and having that growth mindset again that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, and also I did an application for alcohol permit, and that took me.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that took me 4 months. But like you mentioned, on the website was like, oh, you're missing this paper. And right now it's going to take you for evaluation, and you need to improve this. So that was on the website, and I was fine with it because
because you knew what was needed while we were going through it.
What I'm missing. Yeah. So it's behind for my fault because I don't have insurance, things like that.
Right.
So that was amazing.
And alcohol is a hard one because that involves the state and their state requirements, right?
It is. And you don't have idea.
I know. And so the state law wants to kind of defer to the local for us to handle it, which is great. But sometimes when there's something missing from the applicant, right, they have to go back to the state to find it and get it. And a lot of people will blame the city. Yeah. And we're like, we're just waiting on the state's requirement of us to require of you, right? Yeah. And those are, again, challenging structural things to understand and navigate for people. Yeah. And so our staff are really, really trying hard to help people navigate through those sticking points. And it always helps to have someone in the community that's helping on the applicant side too. Yeah, absolutely. To help navigate those sticking points, because if we don't have these kinds of conversations, you never know where someone's getting held up or where the frustration is. And then what's really frustrating is when someone doesn't tell us, and then they take to social media or something. You're like, well, I didn't know, right? Yeah, right. And so it's a relationship. It's a partnership, really. We're trying to uphold the law, and we're also trying to uphold the standard that is set before us, right? And we're also trying to help you succeed. Yeah, absolutely. And so it's a partnership is what we're after, and what I want for our people and what I want for our residents, right? And I think that's the kind of relationship we need moving through these things is. And sometimes we really need a Flor. Oh, you're so sweet. To help us help them.
Oh, yeah, right? Absolutely.
Well, I think, is there anything we haven't talked about you want to share before we wrap up?
Before wrap up, news. Let's do the news here. I'm planning to run for city council.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I think it's my next step for Be That Voice. Okay. I've been doing already on the community, and I think I'm ready.
I wasn't expecting that.
You listen? I was surprised.
It's all right, but as you said before, you're from Sonora. Yeah. You're direct people. Yeah. So you just say it. Yeah. Okay, I respect it. Yeah. Congrats on the news. Yeah. Good luck on the news. Good luck on the journey and the adventure. It's hard.
It is. I know. Right. It is. You don't have idea, but yeah. Oh, well, you do. I'm sorry.
I have an idea, but you've been through harder things. Yeah. That's the point. You have something inside you that is going to carry you through this, but you also have people around you in the community that are going to help you through too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I also, those people, like I mentioned before, without Luis, with Eulogio, and Priscilla, different people who show up, I think I can do it. I mean, they will be there for time. Yes, Flor, you can do it. Or, no, wait. Let's check it out.
There's a difference between yes, Flor, you can do it, and yes, Flor, you should do it.
You should do it, yeah.
Sometimes you second guess your life choices around when you do things like this, but I love people that do hard things. Knowing that it's hard, knowing that it's going to be uncomfortable and sometimes even miserable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right? The scrutiny is hard. Yeah. But it takes a certain someone, and I know that you're that kind of a person.
Yeah, and some place I wrote like if you are uncomfortable means you are in the right way. So
that's right.
Mostly of the time I'm not comfortable, like right now. Hey. But not for you, it's for the situation. But it's like I'm in the right place. So
discomfort is a sign of growth.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah. I'm proud of you and I'm impressed. And I know you're going to do great things regardless, no matter how that goes, no matter what you do. You have the kind of mindset it takes to succeed.
Thank you.
You've proven it time and time and time again. And frankly, you're just getting started. Whether you're moving your family here, dealing with the circumstances you have with your family, dealing with the health challenges that you had, learning how to build a life here, starting with, helping kids at school, all the way to helping people through business.
Yes.
Building your own business is what you do now, right?
Not just helping them, is empower them.
Empower them.
Being better, learn the language, because that opens a lot of doors, like learn the language, communicate with others, and know the rules, the law, and the difference between counting, things like you mentioned. It's just empower them.
Well, I hope we can help empower you more moving forward. We end every episode with a call to action.
Okay.
Okay. So I just want to say that if you've enjoyed the episode and if you know anybody that you can empower, if you know anybody that's trying to figure out how to succeed in Ogden, if you know somebody that wants to start a business, but they don't know where to begin, or if they're trying to start a business, they don't know who to talk to, they don't know where to go for a resource, they don't know how to get to the next step or who to talk to or whatever, step up, empower them by connecting them with the answers and the solutions. 99.9% of the time in this town, we have the resources, we have the program, we have the people, we have the support in this city, but it's not always aligned and connected. So be that person, empower others, help to connect and help empower them to have success and to become a part of our thriving community.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm agree. Yeah.
Okay.
I completely agree, actually.
Flor Lopez, thank you for joining us today. Thanks for sharing your life story. Thanks for sharing your journey here.
Yeah.
And thanks for everything that you are and everything that you give to Ogden.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Until next time, this is the Ogden Way podcast, and thanks for everything you do for Ogden.